damn it again with the ringing well report. Keep scrolling over and it's like, damn it, piss off. It was long. It really was long. Are you okay? Is your spirit still alive? I mean, you talking to me or Rika, Hanyuu, who now? What? Do we have all the pieces we want lined up on the game board? Is there everything we have that can go up against Takano? And her minions in the game of Fate in the June of 1983? Now, I've never seen the Despicable Me movies, and I know that the minions are, like, annoy the hell out of people. But picture those movies with the protagonist is Takano. That'd be a sight. I think maybe we have everything. Did I read the previous line? I probably did, but check anyway. No, yeah. Minions. And last but not least, Hanyuu. It's you. Okay, it's Rika talking to Hanyuu, I guess. The time you have left to be a piece is limited. But that doesn't mean you can't show up in the game. Shall we begin? I put in hundreds of years just for this moment. Do I have to arrange pieces? Yep. Where was the last time? It's all coming together. Achievement unlocked. Where was the last time I got an achievement? Not since before the fragments section, which has gone on for quite some time now. Someone once suggested that believing is like placing a bet with coins of hope. In other words, believing means taking a risk. You gain something if you win, but you lose something if you fail. As with any gamble, we try to make sure we win and then bet a coin. But as with any gamble, there's no guarantee of victory. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. And that's how you increase the number of coins you have. But if you keep losing, you don't want to continue gambling. It's then that you realize that if you don't gamble, you don't have to lose anything. Not gambling on anything is the same as not believing in anything. Not believing in anything is the same as not involving yourself in anything. And not involving yourself in anything is the same as not existing. Therefore, she didn't exist. The one coin she had in her heart was the last one. If she lost it, she'd disappear. That was why she was hesitating to make a bet. She had been running, trying not to get involved in any type of match, because she was afraid of betting it by accident. But just like in a game of poker, she could lose her coin by folding. She tried not to lose her last coin, but that meant she was going to lose it eventually anyway. There was something she didn't know. Actually, I didn't know it at the time either. The more coins bet into the pool, the higher our chances of winning this game. In other words, the more frightened we are, the more we'll keep losing the game before us. It's just like carrying a portable shrine. It's impossible to carry such a heavy thing by oneself, but when people put their strength together, they can lift it easily. There's a clear borderline between too heavy to lift and easily lifted. It's just like how the balance on a scale tips with just a little weight. The big heavy shrine before us couldn't be lifted. Everyone tried their hardest to raise it, but couldn't. I didn't help because I was sure it couldn't budge. I don't participate in games I know I can't win, so I didn't bet my coin. But that was wrong of me. Maybe the portable shrine could have been lifted if I joined. For the longest time I'd been pretending to be a bystander. I always thought I was just there just to find out if my coin was worth betting or not. But that was wrong. I'm not just an onlooker, nor should I be a bystander. I should have participated. The game I've been facing doesn't look like a game I can win. It doesn't look like a game that's worth betting on. But by betting on it, or by participating in it, or by believing in it, the outcome might change. To gamble on something is the same as to believe in something. To believe in something is the same as to be involved in something. To be involved in something is the same as to exist. The amount of times you're saying something here is a bit too overkill, if you ask me. Therefore she existed. Or something. So this explains how Hanyuu's going to physically manifest in their worlds. I mean, she was kind of there all along, but only, Rika could see her, and she couldn't really interact with anything, other than, be heard by people going through L5 stage of enemy's hour syndrome. Rika was the only one she could really interact with. Okay, everyone, homeroom is starting. No more chit-chatting. Class rep, go ahead. All rise. Bow. Good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. Who's saying good morning? Sit down. Rattle, 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 rattle. It's an ordinary morning. The only difference is that it started a little later than usual. Chie-sensei normally arrives in the classroom right away, but she's a little late today. Why was she late for homeroom? The rooms were already stirring about the classroom before she arrived. Chie-sensei gave a cue, and a girl peeked in the room timidly. Here we go. Ow, 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 ow. This is a new student, Hanyuu Furude-san. She's going to be joining us starting today. You couldn't have picked a different name. People are going to be like, wait, what? You're a Furude? That doesn't make sense. Are you related? It's like, no. Wow! The voices of welcome, delight, and surprise all mixed together and filled the classroom. Furude, is she related to Rika-chan? Yes, she is. She's my distant relative. Who's gonna buy that, really? Well, maybe they will, but... I mean, they're a rural village. And it's like it's an important family to think it'd be a bit... Well, whatever. Just go with it. That's quite surprising to me. Yes, even Stoker's like, what? That doesn't sound legit. I was uninformed that Rika had relatives. Hey, this old man didn't know either. Well, the three families are rather complicated. I wouldn't be surprised if I had distant relatives myself. I guess they're gonna buy it anyway. Like, okay, it's a bit of a stretch, but maybe like, I don't know. No, that wouldn't make sense because the father, Rika's father, married into the Furude family. The last name wouldn't be Furude, but it's... Yeah, it could be like, one of the, like, some of them, didn't live in enemy's hour, when the war happened, or, families get separated and families lost entirely. They thought, oh no, this distant relative of theirs, perished in the war, but no, they were alive the whole time, and here is, the daughter, well, granddaughter, grand-granddaughter maybe, I don't know, whichever of that person. Like, sounds like a bit of a stretch, but sure, why not? But she sure does look related to Rika-chan, and that's another thing. It's like, okay, your story sounds preposterous, but I guess you do have some sort of resemblance. Oh, what a cutie! Ow, 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 ow. Now she's gonna know how... Well, actually, it should be interesting, isn't it? Hanyuu's finally going to experience what it's like to be, around Rika and her friends and everything else that life has to offer in this rural village that, there's not much to see, not much to do, but, well, actually there's plenty to do because these friends, they'll pretty much make anything interesting. All my classmates had gotten excited. The new girl looked rather intimidated by it all. Not surprised when you think about it. If Rika's the only one she's really been able to interact with, actually being seen by other people as well, it'd be like, oh my god, I have no, previous, she'd have no previous experience with interacting with people, other than Rika. Rika is well carefree, but this Hanyuu seems like the complete opposite. She's more like a shy woodland animal. The exact type that Rena loves. I mean, she's even got horns as well. Look, see, Rena is ready to swallow her whole. Although they're probably going to pass off the horns as, oh no, they're like, it's a fashion thing, right? They're not real. Okay, Hanyuu-san, please introduce yourself. Settle down, everyone. Go ahead, Hanyuu-san. since he left the podium and encouraged Hanyuu to take over. Man, that's gonna be awkward for her. To even greater pressure, the silence left her standing there timidly for a little bit. Well, that's understandable. It's very nerve-wracking to watch, though. I'm Hanyuu for Rena. I'm Rika's relative. She's my relative. Please be nice to her. Rika-chan can tell that she's too nervous to introduce herself. You know, in a morbid, fucked up way, when you say, well, I mean, don't say it, but, you know, this is a scenario that's actually, you know, good that Rika's parents are no longer around, because they'd be like, oh, no, we need proof of this, Rika. She ain't related to us. You can't just go claiming this bullshit. She's right to break the silence. Wait, did I read that? Rika-chan can tell that she's too nervous to introduce herself. She's right to break the silence. Pressuring her like that isn't fair. Which is why I decided to make it more lively. Is it Cage's perspective? Or... well, it said I, and then it switches to Rena. I mean, whose perspective is this even from? No one's perspective?
You're called Furidates just like Rika, and now we have 2 Furidates in this class.
And how about we call her a Hanyuu-san? If we call her a Furida-san, Rika might think we're addressing her, don't you think? They never call her that. Well, actually, no. I don't think... So Hanyuu... I mean, they got friends, man. In Japan, it's like, you know, they tend to, you know, call people by the last name. Birthday, you know, on good terms, friendly with each other, you know, friends. They can call by the first name and be alright with that. We generally call each other by our first names there. Or maybe that's the thing. I don't know. I mean, Rika would obviously be like, if they called her by her last name, they're not addressing her. But I guess the dilemma here is, we don't even know Hanyuu yet, so, you know, we can't call her by her first name, but we can't call her by her last name, so I guess we have to call her by her first name, because it'd be confusing otherwise. Generally call each other by our first names, yeah? She's one of us starting today, so we should call her by her first name too. Yeah, so what's the big deal? They call everyone by their first name at that school. Okay, it's decided. We'll call you Hanyuu. I'm Mion Sonosaki, the class president. Call me Mion, okay? Oh, I'm Stuka Hojo. Very pleased to meet you, Hanyuu-san. I'm Daiki Tomita. My parents run a tofu shop. Please come by anytime. I'm Suguro Okamura. Please ask me if you don't know anything. Who's talking now? Hello, let's be friends, okay? What grade are you in? Our classmates fell over each other to introduce themselves. Everyone tried to get her to remember their names so they could be friends. Friendly atmosphere and swelled in the room. I've only just transferred recently myself, but this is exactly how it was on my first day too. You know what? There's a thought. What grade would she identify? Because she's not, you know, not even really technically human. She's like a deity, so she's lived hundreds, thousands, or more years. Like, I'm in, I've technically graduated age-wise, though I don't look it. And I transferred recently. Yeah, this is Cage's perspective. How it was on my first day too. I remember how nervous I was and how much I appreciate this as a result. I know more than anyone how nerve-wracking it is to be a new student. I should look after her.
I agree, we'll have to help her blend in the class quickly.
Right, you were a new student last year, huh? Were you nervous on your first day too?
Yep, but Mi-chan and the others were so nice to me that I got used to the class pretty quickly.
Well, yeah, to welcome a newcomer to the village is one of the free family's important duties. You only mention the free families when it suits your purposes. But it's true that you helped me get used to such a different environment. In that case, doesn't that mean it's your turn to look after a Kei-chan? Yeah, I thought so too. Rena was a new student, but she looked after me when I got here. So it's my turn to look after the next new student. Is that a rule? A new student always dramatically changes the atmosphere of a class. Even my attitude has changed. We decided to gather around Hanyuu during lunch break. It's like not intimidating at all. You know, it's weird, isn't it? The whole build up to this was basically, okay, now we gotta stop talking now. It's like, but first, I mean, we're not going straight to that day. I mean, they cycle between it and they can still cycle back a bit more. So like, no, let's enjoy some, you know, carefree stuff and, Hanyuu being a part of the group now. It'll be fun, and then we'll get on with the... I'm not going to say either way, because that's a spoiler. Okay, remember you can only ask Hanyuu one question each, okay? Why don't we ask her some personal questions so we get to know her better? You know, I'll hopefully remember. I'll edit out what I was rambling at. I feel like I was giving some spoilers of sort for the plot. Let's see, who'll be the first to go? You're up, Nakamura.
What's favorite food? Oh, I like sweets. My favorite kind of cream puffs. Oh, that's wonderful. I love cream puffs too. They're very good sweets. Very good sweet shop in Okma. I'll take you there sometime.
Okay, boys, did you all hear that? If you want Hanyuu to like you, get her some cream puffs, okay? Not the cheap ones though. Get her something expensive. Let's see who's next. If there's no one else, I'll ask what color her underwear is today. What? Damn it, Mion. Ow, 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 ow. Everyone kept asking Hanyuu questions and she looked all panicky again. I guess this is like a traditional ceremony for a new student. I remember this is exactly how my first day went. Well, underwear question and all? I can't remember. I think Kakushi was quite some time ago. Mion and Sadako seemed amused, so it must be the same for them too. At least she isn't, getting pranks from Sadako, I suppose, like Keiichi did. I noticed I thought I was read the line because Rena came on, and I was like, and that's her saying that? No, it's not dialogue. Noticed Rena watching the scene before her with a distant look in her eyes. She's probably remembering her first day too. Are you recalling what it was like?
Yeah.
Are you thinking about something else? You aren't thinking about taking Hanyuu home, are you?
Oh, no way. I'm not thinking that. Since Hanyuu-chan likes cream puffs, then since I have some good cream puffs at home, that she could come over or anything like that. Oh, I'm taking her home with me.
If she doesn't come to school tomorrow, it'll be your fault, Rena.
Oh, that's mean.
As we watched Hanyuu and her classmates have fun, Rena and I laughed together.
Hey, Keiichi-kun, this sure is great, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's great to meet a new classmate.
No, not that. I mean, I think I've seen her a few times before.
Hanyuu? Maybe you saw her when she and her family came to look at the area before they moved here. Come to think of it, in those clips we saw, Hanyuu was there to greet Keiichi and his father. So, I guess Keiichi does remember that was like in an alternate scenario, I guess, because they were looking at fragments as opposed to one altogether, and then going back in time again and be like, this time, we're gonna succeed. And it's like, okay, what's the date today? It's June something. Both in the novel here and real life, really. So it's like, it's June something. They probably got a certain amount of days until, the big showdown where they've, got to fight the ultimate, fate that they've failed over 100 times to overcome. Before they moved here. You sure have a good memory, Rena.
No, it's not like that. Hanyuu-chan's been here for a long time. She's been right beside us all the while, watching us play together. For ages now. Is it just me? Didn't you notice Cage-kun?
No, I haven't seen her before. So you're saying that you've met her before, Rena? What I can see, this is the first time me and Suka have met Hanyuu. So, I mean, I guess it well, actually, no. Because Keiichi, is... Well, no, now that I think about it, it's just like changing mid-thought. Like, no, it makes sense Rena, kind of sensed it a bit more. In fact, she was the one... Was she the one that, took Hanyuu's hand at the end of Higurashi? She's like, come on, then, join us, come on. Aside from that, there's also, basically, Hanyuu, in the one time it's happened, kind of saved Rena's life. Because she was going insane, in the hospital. But hearing, Hanyuu apologizing over and over again had the opposite effect that it usually has, and instead calmed her and, eased her, because she was like, okay, it's not my fault. I wasn't to blame for this. It's not my fault. It wasn't her fault, but it made her feel like, okay, now she can kind of lay the blame elsewhere and kind of relax, and then she, goes her father to Hinamizawa and then starts over. So it kind of makes sense that if anyone's going to have some kind of feeling that they, know Hanyuu, it would definitely have to be Rena, I guess. Are you sure? Did I read that right? She's been that close to us, like Rena said, it's impossible that none of us would remember her. Besides, Hanyuu's a transfer student. She couldn't have been here in this village that often.
Do you think so? I swear I've seen her pretty often.
It's your imagination. Even Hanyuu just said she was living far away from before she moved here.
But I've seen her before. How?
Rena looked like she was trying to remember more. It's probably one of those deja vu experiences. Although it is the first time you see something, it feels like you've seen it before. Oh well, just forget about it. She's here now, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. She always seemed so eager to join us, so I'm glad that she's one of us now.
Rena smiled with tears in her eyes. When I looked over at her, Rika-chan was wearing the same expression. Made no sense to me why those two looked that way. It's interesting, because each character is kind of had their own unique kind of experiences throughout it, so they have different kind of... It's like... What do you think about Mion would be the only one, I feel, that had never had any encounter with Hanyuu, because despite all of the previous arcs where it's kind of makes it seem like Mion is suspicious, where Keiichi kind of goes mad and all that, and Shion as well, but Mion's the only one who's never ever seemed to have shown any signs of Hinamizawa syndrome. That's quite amazing. They've gone through all these arcs, and Mion has remained sane, technically, for pretty much all of it. It's I wonder, during the events of Merkashi and Watanagashi, with, what Shion did and all that, if it ever popped up there, but we didn't really get that, did we? Didn't really see if that actually happened or not. Interesting, nonetheless. Made no sense to me when it looked like that, but as soon as Satoku came over and pulled a prank on me, I forgot all about it. Was she freaking, put explosives on you? What was the sound effects? See you later, bitch! These are the words that signal the best time of the school day. As soon as the last period ended, my classmates ran out of the room. Hanyuu was popular all day today. She's Rika-chan's age, so all the lower grade students gather around her. I mean, isn't that most of them, really? Older students like me and Mion didn't have a chance to get close to her. Well, I'm sure they'd rather have a new student who's their age than a scary-looking older guy.
That's right. You looked so scary at first, Keiichi-kun. It's probably because you were nervous.
Hey, that's mean. I was trying to be friendly so I could get along with the class.
You were far from friendly.
Well, you're one to talk. You didn't exactly greet him well, did you?
You slapped me upside the head on your first day, Keiichi-san. Don't you recall?
That's because of how I was treated on my very first day. There's a thumbtack on the seat of my chair and even a frog in my desk.
We heard there was a new student in the teacher's office, so we went to take a peek. We saw you there and you looked so nervous that Stoker must have thought she had to do something to help you relax.
She's like, put a positive spin on it.
Oh, as your elder I was being considerate, you see.
That's impossible. You know what's impossible? Continuing the scene. Well, actually, that's very possible. I could still do that. But, no. That's why I've got to, save and call it apart after the word of the day. Why? It's been an hour of 52 minutes, coming up to 53 minutes of recording. And that's insane. Not just because it's lengthy, but also because once it gets to an hour... I did it again with this frigging goddamn weather report thing. You know, once it gets to an hour... an hour, 59 minutes and 59 seconds, the recording just stops. As I learnt in a previous recording at some point. So yeah. Let's get a word of the day out of the way and call it a recording. Have we got Miracle in here? I don't think so. Nope. But you know what? I think I can... If that word's gotta be in here, surely. If it is, it'll be a fitting word. Oh. Okay, today's word of the day, where is it? Why does it have to be that way, man? I can't... No, microphone. Of course, hope has to be put in a context, kind of a sentence rather than being its own words. So it's a bit confusing. Yeah. Seriously? What? It's like you got sentenced I hope you don't mind, but I borrowed your book. Sumimasen ono karimashita. Does that also have one? No, and then it's worded differently for the other sentences. So hope. While the perfect word of the day is, the word underneath it, hopeless, because... Really? Zetsuho tekina. Yeah, you got hopeless, but not hope. Surely hope has gotta, be its own words. But no, it all depends on the, sentence structure, I guess. I hope it's sunny tomorrow. Ashta hareda to ides. It's I guess hope is kind of for example, words I don't know. It's one of those words that's just not a word itself, but kind of... I don't even know what the hell I'm trying to say. Weird thing is it has the number 1 next to it, implying that there's a different entry for it, but no. Strange. Maybe I'll just browse the Japanese section and find the different words. Just browse until I find something. Hopefully within the next 3 minutes, because that time is getting close. This is chill music to go through a dictionary to. Oh man, I've come across this word before. It's not gonna be the word of the day though. Gary, diarrhea. I mean, of all the words to find in the dictionary, diarrhea is in there. Miracle might be in here somewhere on the Japanese section too. But I don't know how it would be spelled, so I won't be able to find it that way. It's getting awfully close now. Okay, persistently will do. Akuma demo. Akuma demo. Persistently. Persistently try to get, fate to, change for the scenario. Anyways, I'll do. See you next time, viewers. See you next time.